I'm going to show you a trick that's going to immediately make your life easier. You ready? Let's check it out. Here's what you do. You get a piece of paper or a journal, whatever you prefer, and you write the day's date. Today is Monday the 16th when I'm recording this. At the top, doesn't have to be fancy. You're going to be probably throwing this away. Or, you can use it to review. But here's what you do. Draw a line down the middle. Make a T-chart. And you write task on the one side and time on the other. And as you go through your day, you're going to write, what task do I want to work on next? Let's say it's read. Read XYZ book. And you say, I'm going to read for 30 minutes. You write it down, and then you get yourself a timer. I would show you on my phone, but that's what I'm using to record. So we'll go to my watch. You go to your timer, you click 30 minutes, and you pick up your book and you read, and you wait for the timer. And once you're done, you hear the timer go off, boop, boop, boop. You come back here, cross it off, and you move on to the next item. And you say, break, walk outside, or whatever. So you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? How is this going to change my life? This is too simple. I was expecting something a little bit more glamorous. And I get it. I totally hear you. But have you kind of noticed in all of these rabbit holes that you've gone down, if you're anything like me, learning about goals and checklists and habits and schedules and the block schedule, and a lot of that stuff is really, really valuable, and probably just applied correctly, it's like life changing. But have you noticed that throughout all of it, the really valuable stuff kind of tends to always be really simple? When it gets too complicated, when you have too many moving parts and too many, I don't know how to put it exactly, but when you keep it simple, there's an efficiency there. There's a beauty when it's just simple. And you take it back to the basics, especially if you've found yourself in that place where you're overthinking, you feel overwhelmed, you feel like there's things slipping through the cracks. Here's why I feel like this simple strategy works. For someone who has no habits, no habits in place for time management and to-do lists and things like that, if you feel like you have no stable foundation to build upon, this is an excellent beginning point, because it combines two sort of things, maybe more, but at least two things that together are completely life-changing. And again, very simple, but the first is declaring very clearly what it is you're going to work on next. And that alone is pretty powerful. But without the second piece, that time constraint and the continued time constraint throughout the day, working on first your work and then giving yourself a specific thing to enjoy on your break, and then going back to work and reorienting yourself with the same question, what is the most valuable thing I can work on right now? Without that time constraint piece, I don't know about you, but I can start my day extremely intentional. I have the monthly goals, and then from that I maybe have made a checklist for the week that I want to get done, and then on the day I have I declare I want to work on this, and I want to finish this by a certain time or whatever. But if I don't give myself a time constraint, not like a deadline in the day, but like a specific window of time where I'm going to be working on this specific thing and this specific thing only. When I don't do that, I tend to fall into a rabbit hole, and maybe I don't even honor the schedule that I had for myself, because I'm just so stressed out because I gave myself a goal of finish this thing, and I end up working for 3, 4, 5 hours at a time, not giving myself breaks, and it feels like you're being productive, right? Because you're working so hard, you're straining yourself. But when you walk away, you feel like you not only didn't really work on the most important stuff because you only started out in that intention, and then you fell into the other, like you maybe fell into tangents of working on stuff that was, it's like the fun stuff to work on or the easy stuff to work on. And you just kind of got lost in stuff that's like semi related, but you really just you didn't, without that reorientation, you got lost. But also, when you walk away, you're worn out, you're exhausted, you've worked for 3 4 5 hours at a time, you don't even want to do it anymore, and you didn't give yourself the chance to, with those breaks, to go and enjoy the things that you like to do. And throughout the workday, sprinkle just a little tiny bit throughout the day of things that you enjoy doing, 10 minutes at a time, 15 minutes at a time. Not only does this strategy, as simple as it is, make time for those things, but I found I actually am able to enjoy those things more because I know, it's guilt free. I'm not doing it at the end of a sort of stressful workday where I didn't get the things done that I wanted to get done. I instead sprinkle it throughout my day in the designated slots where it belongs. And I can take my time. I can relax into it. I can enjoy them 100% for the specified window of time that I've given myself. So that's why I think this is a great starting point for someone who is beginning to look into this personal life organization stuff. And next video, we'll talk about the block schedule and how you can fit this strategy into a larger framework for your day or your week.